Did you know that you could own a stunning, modern Scandinavian cabin? Clean lines, solid Nordic spruce wood, the kind of minimalist design people spend millions chasing for less than $20,000? Not a shed, not a shack. A real, livable structure you can actually sleep in, work from, rent out on Airbnb, or set up as a guest house on your property. And I mean, you can literally order some of these straight to your door and build them yourself in a weekend. Yeah, this is real. I did the research. And in today's video, I'm breaking down the top 5 modern Scandi cabin kits you can actually buy right now in 2026 for under $20,000, with real prices, real square footage, and the honest details nobody else is telling you, including what is not included in these kits, because some of these companies get sneaky with that. I'm going to walk you through all of it. But here's what I want you to stick around for. Number 1 on this list is the one that genuinely surprised me. A legitimate Scandinavian design cabin with windows on 3 walls, solid Nordic spruce construction, and a price tag that is more affordable than most people expect. You're going to want to see that one. So stay with me all the way to the end. And hey, before we go any further, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell. Every week on this channel, we cover real data on tiny homes, alternative housing, and ways to get into your own space without going broke doing it. No fluff, no sponsor garbage, just honest research to help you make smarter decisions. Okay, let's build something. So first, let me give you some context on why Scandinavian cabin kits are having a serious moment right now in the United States. The average cost of a traditional site-built home in America in 2026 is hovering around $300,000 to $400,000, and that is before you factor in land, permits, and carrying costs during construction. Mortgage rates have been rough. Inflation hit building materials hard, and more people than ever are looking at alternative housing paths. ADUs, tiny homes, backyard studios, off-grid retreats. Into all of that comes the Scandinavian cabin kit market. These are pre-engineered, prefabricated structures designed in Scandinavia. Think Norway, Sweden, Finland, Estonia, built with real solid wood, mostly Nordic spruce or Nordic pine, and shipped to the United States either fully flat-packed or in pre-cut panel form. You get numbered parts, an instruction guide, and everything you need to assemble the shell yourself. No contractor required, though you may want one depending on your comfort level. The big name in this space that you will see all over Amazon and Home Depot is Allwood Outlet, which is a division of Allwood Industrials LLC based out of Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. They have been importing Scandinavian wood structures since the year 2000, and they carry a line of cabin kits that range from small garden studios all the way up to multi-room residential structures. Their products are manufactured primarily in Scandinavia and the Baltic states, and made from FSC-certified Nordic wood. Now, important disclaimer before we get into the list. I'm going to give you the kit prices as listed on the manufacturer's website as of 2026. What those prices do not include in most cases: foundation materials, roof shingles, plumbing, electrical, interior insulation upgrades, interior finishing, and shipping. Shipping costs are real and they vary. Always contact the manufacturer for a shipping quote to your specific location before you buy. With that said, let us get into it. Okay, so we are starting at the most affordable end of the list and working our way up. The Allwood Solvalla is probably the most famous cabin kit in this entire space. And if you've spent any time down the tiny home rabbit hole on the internet, you have definitely seen this one before. It went viral back in 2019 when it sold out on Amazon within days, and it has been popular ever since. As of 2026, it is listed at $8,450, and that price puts it firmly in impulse buy territory for anyone who has been sitting on the fence about this whole concept. What is it exactly? The Solvalla is a 172 square foot garden house kit made from solid Nordic wood. Here is an interesting quirk about its design. It actually consists of 2 separate 86 square foot sections joined together. And that matters because in many areas where permits are not required for structures under 100 square feet, you may be able to set this one up without a permit. Always verify that with your local building authority before ordering, but it is something worth knowing. The design is classic Scandinavian minimalism. Clean horizontal lines, a pitched roof, Large windows that pull natural light into the interior, and that warm natural wood aesthetic that makes everything feel intentional and calm. Allwood describes it as originally designed as an outdoor entertaining extension of a kitchen space. But in practice, buyers use it as guest houses, home offices, poolside huts, yoga studios, and backyard Airbnb units. 2 adults can assemble this structure in approximately 3 to 4 days. The instructions come in the form of numbered drawings. Minimal tools required. What is not included? Roof shingles and foundation materials. Budget approximately $150 to $200 extra for each of those. Also no plumbing, no electrical, no insulation beyond the wall structure itself. If you need any of those things, you're adding to the budget. Who is this for? This is your entry-level Scandi cabin. If you want to dip your toe in, test the concept on your property, build a backyard office, or create a simple Airbnb space, Solvalla is your starting point. It is not a full-time residence, but as a secondary structure on your property, it is hard to beat the price-to-design ratio here. All right, moving up the list. And this next one is very close in price, but brings a distinctly different design feel. The Allwood Summersby comes in at $8,690, just $240 more than the Solvalla, but it brings a completely different design personality to the table. This cabin has a pretty remarkable track record. It was a top seller in the United Kingdom and France back in 2015 before Allwood brought it to the US market in 2016, and it has been a consistent fan favorite ever since. One customer named Steven, who had purchased 5 different Allwood cabins over a period of 3 to 4 years, specifically called out the Summersby by name as his 5th purchase with the company. When someone buys 5 structures from the same company, that tells you something about the product quality and customer experience. What makes the Summersby feel different from the Solvalla is the windows and the doors. This cabin has large, generous windows that flood the interior with natural light, and the wide double doors are designed to swing open completely in spring and summer, blurring that line between interior and exterior space in a way that feels very authentically Scandinavian. The aesthetic is warm, cottage-like, and livable in a way that the more open garden-style Solvalla is not. It is also available through Home Depot, which for a lot of buyers is a comfort factor. You can see it listed, you can potentially look at display materials, and the retail presence adds a layer of accountability to the purchase. What is not included? Same standard caveats apply. Foundation, roof shingles, plumbing, electrical, interior finishing. Plan your full budget accordingly. Who is this for? Anyone who wants authentic Scandinavian cottage aesthetics, abundant natural light, and a structure that looks like something from a design magazine, at a price that is barely above the Solvalla. For $240 more, you get a dramatically different character. That is a very easy upgrade to justify. Now we cross the $10,000 threshold, and the kits start to feel meaningfully more substantial. The Allwood Aruba was specifically designed to be a lower-priced alternative to Allwood's Bonaire model. And when it launched, Allwood literally said they wanted to hit closer to the $10,000 price point. At $10,940 in 2026, they are still right there. This one was built from the ground up to be accessible. The Aruba is a 211 square foot, one-room cabin kit made from high-quality, solid Nordic spruce. Compared to the Summersby and Solvalla, the walls on the Aruba are about 10% thicker, and the roof is pitched slightly steeper, which makes it better suited for temperate climates where you get meaningful rain and snow load. So if you're not in a purely warm weather market, the Aruba is already a smarter structural choice. The design leans toward a resort-style, open-concept layout. Allwood positions it as ideal for poolside recreation, a clubhouse feel, guest use, or a backyard retreat. It comes with a double door that opens the space up beautifully to the outdoors. Very much that indoor-outdoor Scandinavian living philosophy. Customer reviews on Allwood's site consistently praise the quality of the materials, the responsiveness of the company, and how well the kit goes together. One real buyer named Laura described both the product and customer service as outstanding and highlighted that having direct access to the owners made the whole experience feel personal. That kind of feedback from a verified buyer says a lot. Assembly takes roughly a week to 10 days, depending on your skill level. Number drawings, DIY-friendly instructions. What is not included? Foundation, electrical, plumbing, and interior finishing. The Aruba is a shell kit. You are building the structure. Everything inside is your call. One thing worth noting, Allwood's current 2026 payment schedule for their custom factory order kits is 50% down at the time of order, 30% when the kit is ready at the factory overseas, and a remaining 20% balance prior to delivery in the US. Plan that cash flow timeline before you commit. Who is this for? If you want more usable floor space, thicker walls for a cooler climate, and a resort-style vibe, all for just under $11,000. The Aruba is a strong pick. Number 2 is where things get interesting. We are talking about a cabin that most people overlook, but fills the gap between the Aruba and our number 1 beautifully. The Allwood Orlando XL2 is the sleeper pick on this list. At $10,990, it is just $50 more than the Aruba, but it gives you 230 square feet, 19 more square feet than the Aruba, and a completely different design language that leans into what Allwood calls a timeless urban aesthetic. This is not a log cabin look. This is modern, clean, and contemporary in a way that works just as well in a suburban backyard as it does on a rural property. The Orlando line was specifically designed as an alternative to classic log cabin-style structures. It is made from solid Nordic spruce wood, and it works well across a range of surroundings: guest house, home office, granny flat, small retail space, short-term rental unit. The XL2 designation means it includes a separate sleeping room or bathroom addition built into the floor plan, which is a meaningful upgrade over the original one-room Orlando design. The fact that the Orlando XL2 has a dedicated second room changes the use case significantly. You now have separation of function. A bedroom is a bedroom. A living area is a living area. In a 230 square foot footprint, that room division makes the whole structure feel considerably more like a real home and less like a studio space. Like the others on this list, it is built from 2.75-inch solid Nordic spruce wall planks with upgrade options available for colder climates. Engineered blueprints and assembly instructions are included. What is not included? Same as every kit on this list. Foundation, roofing material, plumbing, electrical, interior finishing. Who is this for? If you want the most square footage per dollar on this list, a modern aesthetic that reads urban rather than rustic, and a multi-room layout that supports actual daily living, the Orlando XL2 is the one. For $50 more than the Aruba, the value math here is hard to argue with. And here's the thing. Number 1 has the one feature that I think matters more than any other in a small space. It is the design detail that separates a cabin that feels like a retreat from one that just feels like a box. If you have been watching this channel for any length of time, you already know I care about how a space feels, not just what it costs. Number 1 earns its spot because it gets that right. Here is why Claudia wins this list. 3 walls of windows. In a compact space, light is everything. The difference between a cabin that feels cozy and alive versus one that feels like a dim little box comes down almost entirely to how much natural light gets in throughout the day. Most cabins on this list have windows on 1 or 2 walls. Claudia has them on 3. That is not a minor detail. It is a fundamental design decision that changes how the entire interior feels from the moment you step inside. The Allwood Claudia is a 209 square foot cabin kit made from high-quality, solid Nordic spruce. Allwood describes it as 86 square feet bigger than its smaller sibling model, the Chloe, making it the full-size version of that design with meaningfully more floor area to work with. The layout is functional and efficient, designed for use as a vacation home, ADU, granny flat, home office, or guest house. Now, if you want to step up in structural performance, there is the Claudia 90 at $12,450. That version comes with improved snow load capacity versus the standard Claudia, which matters if you are in a northern climate. Both versions share the same 3-wall window design and the same Nordic spruce construction. The 90 just handles winter conditions more aggressively. Real buyer feedback backs this up. One customer named Victor purchased both a Claudia cabin kit and a barrel sauna from Allwood at the same time, and described the price and quality as unbeatable and the customer service as the best he had experienced. Another verified buyer who purchased multiple structures from Allwood over several years consistently returned to this line because of product quality and owner-level responsiveness. That pattern of repeat buying is about as strong a signal as you can get from real customers. The structural specs: 2.75-inch solid Nordic spruce wall plank standard, with upgrade options to 3.75-inch plank for colder climates, plus an extra wall insulation package for harsh winters. So this is not a one-climate product. It is engineered to scale to your conditions. And here is the price reality check that makes this number one truly land. $11,450 for a 209 square foot, 3-wall windowed, solid Nordic spruce cabin kit. For context, the average per square foot cost of a new site-built home in the U.S. right now is somewhere between $150 and $250. At those numbers, 209 square feet of traditionally built space runs you $31,000 to $52,000 for the structure alone, before land, permits, and finish work. The Claudia at $11,450 is delivering that same structural envelope at a fraction of that cost. You bring the labor, you keep the savings, and you get 3 walls of natural light, doing what no paint color or fixture choice can ever replicate. Who is this for? Anyone who wants the most livable, light-filled, genuinely beautiful Scandinavian cabin kit available under $20,000 in 2026. If you're serious about tiny living, building a backyard ADU, creating a getaway, or generating short-term rental income, Claudia is the benchmark on this list. Before I wrap this up, I want to spend a couple of minutes on the stuff that these companies do not always put in the headline. First, these are shell kits. I said this at the top of the video, and I will say it again because it matters. The kit price covers the structural envelope: walls, roof framing, windows, doors. It does not typically cover a concrete or post foundation, budget $2,000 to $8,000 depending on size and site, roof shingles or roofing material, budget $300 to $1,500, insulation upgrades if your climate requires them, interior finishing, flooring, wall paneling, paint, cabinetry, and plumbing, electrical, and HVAC rough-in. By the time you have a finished, fully livable cabin, you're looking at adding anywhere from $8,000 to $30,000 or more on top of the kit price, depending on how you approach the finishing and what trades you hire versus DIY. That is not a reason not to buy one of these. It is just a reason to go in with clear eyes and a real budget. Second, shipping. Allwood ships to the contiguous 48 states. Shipping costs are not included in the kit price and vary significantly based on your location. Always request a shipping quote before purchasing. Shipping costs can run $1,000 to $3,000 or more, depending on distance and delivery logistics. It is real money, and it belongs in your budget. Third, permits. Most jurisdictions in the United States require some form of building permit for a habitable structure. Even some of the smaller kits on this list are not automatically permit exempt everywhere. Always check with your local building department before you order. The Solvalla's 2-section design might give you some flexibility in areas with a 100 square foot permit exempt limit, but that varies enormously by municipality. Fourth, payment terms. Allwood's current 2026 payment structure for custom and overseas factory order kits is 50% down at the time of order, 30% when the kit is ready at the factory overseas, and the remaining 20% balance prior to delivery in the U.S. That 50% upfront requirement is higher than it used to be. Plan that cash flow before you commit. Lead time from order to delivery on custom units can run 4 to 5 months. None of these are deal breakers. They are just the reality of buying a prefab kit, and they are manageable if you know about them up front. The value these kits offer: real solid Nordic wood, genuine Scandinavian design, at prices that are a fraction of traditional construction, is still remarkable in 2026. Let us do the fast recap. Number 5, Allwood Solvalla, 172 square feet, $8,450. The entry-level Scandi garden cabin. Iconic, viral, and genuinely useful as a studio, office, or backyard retreat. Number 4. Allwood Summersby. 174 square feet. $8,690. Just $240 more than the Solvalla, but with a completely different cottage character. Big windows, wide double doors, warm, authentic aesthetics. Number 3. Allwood Aruba. 211 square feet. $10,940. Thicker walls, steeper roof pitch, better snow load performance, resort-style open layout. The smart pick for cooler climates. Number 2. Allwood Orlando XL2. 230 square feet. $10,990. The sleeper pick. Modern urban aesthetic, the largest footprint on this list, 2-room layout, and only $50 more than the Aruba. Number 1. Allwood Claudia. 209 square feet. $11,450 standard or $12,450 for the upgraded Claudia 90. Windows on 3 walls. The most light-flooded interior on this list, solid ADU and guest house potential, and a price that makes traditional construction look embarrassing by comparison. Alright, that is your top 5 modern Scandi cabin kits under $20,000 for 2026. Real products, real companies, real 2026 prices from Allwood Outlet's live listings. No hype. As always on this channel, do your own due diligence. Contact the manufacturers directly, get shipping quotes, check your local permit requirements, and run your full numbers before you commit. If this video helped you, do me a favor and hit the like button. It genuinely helps more people find this channel and find housing alternatives that most people do not even know exist. If you have been thinking about picking up one of these kits, or if you already own one of these Allwood models, I want to hear about it in the comments. Tell me which one you would go with. And if you want to go deeper, we have covered the O-shaped courtyard home, the U-shaped floor plan, the L-shape, the H-shape, and a ton of other alternative housing designs on this channel. Check those out. There's a playlist linked right here. I will see you in the next one.